Hey everybody, welcome to Pencil for Life. This is the one, the only Brad. How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody is doing good. Uh, I am with a couple of great artists with me right now. I have Josh Spencer. How you doing, Josh? Nice, man. Nice, dude. What do you got going on today, Josh? Anything good? Drawing? Lots of drawing? Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. Okay, cool. Nice. Our other co-host, Willie, is going to be a little bit late today, guys. Sorry about that. But he'll probably just pop in the middle of the stream like he normally does. But our special guest today is Matt Cossin. How you doing, Matt? Awesome, man. Good. I think someone has some. Oh, that was me having audio in the background. Yeah, I am a big noob. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah. So, Matt, welcome to the show, buddy. Welcome to hang out with us, dude. And apparently, they're having some audio issues where they cannot hear anybody. Yeah, he's having some. Let me fix it. Yeah, hold on one second.
You're coming through fine. I think it's the
Okay, there we go. There we go. It was
yeah.
my settings on OBS, so
Oh, okay.
my apologies. So,
Yeah,
can you hear
Apology
everybody out
accepted.
there? Everybody can hear anybody? Or I think they can.
Uh,
Well,
I think we're fine now.
yeah, I think we're fine. All right, good. All right, cool. Yeah, I was the only other one coming through apparently. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, because it's going off the default mic setting and
Okay.
which is mine. So.
So do we have to like introduce ourselves again?
Yeah, so let's go over this real quick. Josh Spencer, say hi, buddy.
Hello, buddy.
All right, there we go. And then our special guest, Matt Cossin. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing great.
Good,
Glad to be
man.
here.
Good, dude.
That pause really made me nervous just now.
It's all good. It's all good. So Matt, I've competed against you now in drawn quarters for a little bit. So I wanted to have you on the show because I think you're a good artist, and I really like what you
Thanks.
do. I'm going to pull up some of your artwork right now in case someone does not know what you do, so they can see what it is you do and how good you are. So,
Okay.
tell me a little bit though how you got started in doing artwork and stuff. So,
Um, well, I've been drawing like most people start when you're a kid.
hmm
Um, yeah, it's drawing and got into like comic strips. I really like those, and of course animation on TV, and then started getting into comic books. Mostly like kind of like getting into GI Joe Transformer stuff, and I like Spider Man because he was kind of like a ninja. I was kind of like into ninjas and stuff like that, but I gradually went to like superhero books. I think through Spider Man, like started getting into X Men and stuff like that. But I always had to. I think I was gearing towards um, being a comic artist since probably junior high school,
hmm
and it took me a while, but I finally got my first published work with Humanoids Publishing, and that's actually a French publisher. And Mobius, like Jean Giraud, he's one of a big influence on me. Like when I was in high school, or like right when I was getting out of high school, I think I started really getting into his work. And so working for Humanoids was a big, to me, it's like working for Marvel. Is like because I love the French European comics,
Oh,
and
okay.
so I started doing that, and then did some stuff for some smaller publishers in the U.S. like Devil's Due and Boom Studios, and then yeah, started. Then I met James Hudnall, moved out to San Diego. I'm
Okay.
originally from Detroit, Michigan area,
Oh,
and
okay.
I moved out to San Diego and met James and other comic artists out here, and hooked up with James to do Agenda. work on that campaign
Yeah.
until his untimely and tragic
Yeah,
passing.
yeah, tragic passing. That was crazy. Nobody
Yeah.
saw that one coming. Like,
No, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I was sending him artwork, and he wasn't replying. Usually, he replies email really quick, and so I thought maybe he's a little upset because I was a little late on a couple of pages. But he usually he's not like a guy who get upset. He's pretty like straightforward. He's
yeah.
like, and so I'm thinking, it's weird. I sent some more stuff like a day or two later, and still no reply. And I thought something's up. Yeah, and that's what I found out on Facebook. I went there and checked, saw his sister's comment, but yeah, the project, we were just gung ho about it because it was new for me. I never worked on a superhero comic. I was more like science fiction, I think, based my stuff,
Okay.
and so I was giving it that kind of slant. I'm also a big fan of manga and anime, so
Yep.
I was kind of trying to incorporate that into it, which usually publishers I work for would always were against it. They were always like, hey, he's looking too much like manga, but they didn't like that. So I'm like, so I've always had the curtailed look. And then finally, I feel like I could let loose and just start, doing what I want to do. But yeah, people, surprisingly, when you work in the industry, there's a lot of the publishers want to kind of mold you into the kind of artist that they want or they like, instead of just letting you do what you do.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy to me. I mean,
Yeah.
they hire you for your skill, but then they don't want that skill. They want you to do something else. Yeah. So
It's crazy. Yeah, it's weird.
I've had many, freelance jobs like, hey, we want to hire you, a great artist. Well, thanks. Can you draw like this guy? Like, wait, what?
I've had that all the time as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like,
it's like, what styles can you draw in? My style.
Yeah, I mean, you find that a lot too if you're searching the what do you call it? I would say the depths of freelance hell, which is the DeviantArt forum page.
The which forum?
DeviantArt forums.
Oh, the DeviantArt forum. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I was on there.
My artist quit. I need you to match his style. This is his style. Why'd he quit? Oh, well, I wasn't paying him enough.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, pay is everything. Sometimes. So there's James Hudnall right there, actually. So.
Yep, James Hudnall. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I got it. I was able to write a tribute to James in the San Diego Comic-Con souvenir book.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was glad I got to do that.
That's cool, dude. Yeah. So I'm super sad Agenda's not. Is this still going to come out at all? Are they going to do it at all, or?
I wanted to do it because the tricky part is like everything now is like legally it's like up to the family, and I think his dad was his I don't know if the executor now, but
of the estate.
yeah, and his dad was having some health issues himself, so I didn't want to try to talk to him during the whole time where he lost his son and he's having health problems. I'm like, oh man, this is really touchy, tricky. So I was communicating with the sister, one of his sisters, and yeah, it's when things kind of start settling down, I'm gonna talk to them. At least I have contact with one of the sisters, and I want to try to get it resolved where I can get the rights, the full rights, because we were like 50-50, like half both co-creators. So
did he have kids or anything, or?
Pardon me? What was it?
Did he have a family?
No, not married, no kids or anything.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so that makes it a little tricky.
It does actually, yeah. It's kind of a bummer, but
yeah.
Dude, I hope you do get to do it though. I really do.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, we didn't have the whole series. I mean, we had a plan that every quarter we would have a new book come out, and we didn't get we talked about what we wanted to do, but we didn't get the entire script story base, of what we're going to do exactly. We just have I had a general idea. He was kind of working it out still, but he knew the direction he wanted to go. And so to pick it up, like my brother and I, we're both writing our own stuff, before we met James, and we're doing our own stuff right now, but we have an idea. We started plotting out like where we would take Agenda, when we pick it up.
It's cool.
Yeah, so we would like to do it. It's definitely be a fun. We want to make it really a big, epic story. Like it would start off, smaller and then become this big, epic type
Definitely.
of story.
Now, after Agenda, though, you're working with Narwhal right now, and who else on your new project?
Tungsten.
Tungsten.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
And,
he's part of a Nerf modding community on YouTube, and
okay.
yeah, his videos. He's on YouTube and he does a lot of videos like where you can watch him actually put together and make the mods to guns. He'll like solder stuff, and he makes automatically shoot darts like high
Yeah.
velocity.
And it's
Pretty
called
cool.
Thunder, Lightning, and Darts, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
Thunder, Lightning, and Darts modded is the main title.
Okay.
So yeah, and it's so far right now. I'm just starting on the comic pages. And this month I'm gonna have like 10 pages done before
Nice.
the end of the month, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be action. It's basically an alien race comes to Earth, and they have a grand champion who challenges any of the Earth's mightiest champions on any competition, any type of sports, anything, and they have 1,000 chances if they can beat him for 1,000 different challenges. If they can't, then they take over the world. But so all these governments around the world are trying to get the best players in soccer or football or
Mhm.
tennis or checkers and whatever they can try to beat him at, and he just keeps annihilating everybody. So that's when you enter the Nerf community, the Nerf modders, to challenge them to a Nerf competition.
Okay. All right.
It reminds me of that Rick and Morty episode, the music challenge.
A
Show me
music
what you got.
I don't know I know the show, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that episode. Yeah.
You haven't?
No,
No.
not that episode. No.
Oh, you should.
Okay. Yeah, I know Rick and Morty does have some interesting titles or interesting shows. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of the characters especially at Comic Con, some people doing cosplay with those characters.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Now I'm flipping through your art here. I can definitely see you definitely have a lot of anime influencing you. I can see that a lot. I like it though. It gives you a unique style. So,
Yeah, I really like
Yeah.
your style.
yeah, dude.
Thanks. I'm still kind of like since it's been so long since I've never been free to totally embrace the manga type look. I'm still developing my own natural, look with it. So I already have kind of like I gravitate towards a certain look, but I'm having fun with it though. I like it because it's more like manga and anime. It's not one style. It's all different styles. I mean,
Yeah.
there's anime and manga that's more realistic. There's super cartoony, chibi. All these different looks and styles. That's what I love about it.
Do you have any manga influences? Of like other artists, manga artists that you?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many. Some guys I can think offhand. Like I really like. Man, his name eludes me right now. The artist from the Gundam original comic, Gundam Origins. He's one of my favorites. He also did Venus Wars, and
Oh, dude. Okay, I know who you're. I've seen Venus Wars. Yeah.
yeah. Oh man, I love
original
his
Gundam.
stuff.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
storytelling, and he. Yeah, he's
Did
one of my
he do
favorites.
Appleseed
also.
as well? No, he didn't do Appleseed.
Was it?
That was same guy.
No,
who did,
Appleseed. Appleseed, and that's another one. Or
Yeah.
like Masamune Shiro.
that's the
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, Ghost in
Yeah.
the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, Appleseed and Tank Police. That's hilarious. That's a
Yep.
great one too.
Yeah, dude.
And but yeah, just recently I've been getting into some mangas. Like I picked up My Hero Academia. That was fun.
Yeah, I got a whole list, like, because we were going to talk about today. I was going to bring it up anyway, but our favorite animes, our favorite mangas, and stuff like that. And I started making a list, and I was like, dude, this list is getting long. And I forgot, I've been watching it for years, and so I'm an old man, so I'm like, oh, dude, yeah, like I remember this and this. Oh yeah, that was good too. So I've had to kind of narrow it down a bit, but. Yeah, I think I got a pretty good list going, and we'll go over that in a minute. But yeah, man, I love manga. I love anime in the way they are very expressive, and very dynamic with their action. That's what I love the most is their action stuff, and the mecha stuff, dude. When they do the big robots and everything, I'm like, dude, U.S. can't do anything like that. If you saw GoBots, you know what I mean. GoBot sucks, But G1 Transformers, that was two animes spliced together and to make that show, and you can see that Japanese influence in it. So,
yeah.
It was totally cool. So, but back to your art for a second before we get off on that tangent. This is one of my favorite pieces you did was the Wolfman.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
That's
Dude,
cool.
The tones and everything you got in there, it's so sick, dude. Yeah, man.
I did mostly inks, but then I started going in with some watercolor for the gray, like black watercolor, and just get a nicer blend with it, and then some acrylic white, kind of soft up the bottom, gonna get that mist.
Yeah, I like it a lot, man. So you just use regular acrylic white? You didn't use like a gouache or anything like that, or white gouache?
Yeah, it was just I used acrylic. Yeah, acrylic white. I just got a big tube of acrylics.
Okay.
Yeah, and the white. Yeah, it goes so quick. I just buy one of those big what's it called?
Is it called the basic one?
Yeah, it's just acrylic, a titanium white.
Yeah. They have a brand called Basic. They sell it in massive tubes.
Yeah, because you go through it so much. It's like if you're gonna paint, you always use it to mix the light tones and everything.
Okay. Yeah, I usually just use like a white gouache. So I use a lot more whiteout than I do paint though lately.
No, I use what is it called? The pesto pens.
Yeah, pesto pens. The Sakura pens are good too by Pentel. And then I've been experimenting with those the big Pentel brush pens, right? And they have a white ink in there. The white ink it comes out fairly runny, right? So it's very what's the word? Translucent. It's not very opaque, and so it goes on real thin. So you have to use a couple layers to get it nice and white, But it's good for like trying to put in just casual highlights and stuff, on black.
Yeah, like black. Yeah, the black. You know what's really good? I recommend is it varies on what kind of if you get a good quality one, but I usually use the jelly roll, those white Sakura jelly rolls. Yeah, and then also besides that, because I know you said Sakura, the Uniball Signo.
Yeah, I got those too. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that one. I was surprised by that. That Daniel Warren Johnson, I was watching his live stream on Instagram, and I was like, "Hey, what do you use for the white?" And so he showed me the pen. I was like, "Yeah." I went out and grabbed one of those. Man, they work so good.
Yeah, dude.
It covers up really good.
It does. In fact, I used them on a project this weekend. So I had a big project I had to draw all weekend. I'm glad it's over. Let's just put it that way. It was long.
It's one of those, huh?
Yeah. But they all turned out really well. So I can't wait till I can show it off to everybody. It'll be kind of cool. So
Cool.
Yeah, dude. But let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about your anime influences. What animes brought you to where you are today? So I'll go first since I'm the old guy here, right? And some of mine are probably older on the list than your guys's. Have you guys ever seen Record of Lodoss War?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No.
Dude, that is probably one of the first really cool fantasy animes. I'm going to bring up an image here for it, actually. I'm going to do that, so while I look it up. But it is really cool because you got dwarves and elves, big dragons, two-handed swords, or two one-handed swords. It's such a good anime. Nice and long. Yeah.
It's one of my brother's favorites, and he was really getting into that, and that's why I'm familiar with that one. I watched them.
Yeah, it's right there. Boom. Record of Lodoss War, the D&D game that became an anime. That is very true. It's such a good anime. and I like the way they did the armors. The armors look like real armor. You know, they had straps and
Yeah, it
the
was
way they
bulky.
moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, limited movement, limited range. You had everybody a priest, the rogue. You know, dwarf. Was he? Was he a monk? No, he was more. He's kind of a fighter, maybe. You know,
What was
And
this
the elf.
called?
Record of Lodos.
Record or Lodos? I have to check that
Record
out.
of
Which
Lodos War. Yeah.
which character was named Parn? Was it?
Pan? Pan was the main character.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the main guy. He fell in love with the elf chick. So,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy right there in front of the dragon. Yeah. So, yeah, he wears his father's sword and he uses his father's armor. Really cool, actually. I like it a lot. So, Record of Lotus, that was probably one of the very first anime series I got into. But the very first thing anime that got me in was Robotech that I
Oh,
saw. Macross, yeah. Yeah, you guys remember that one? I take it, or you guys all know of it. You should.
I know of Robotech, but I'm not super familiar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not real familiar with either, but yeah.
So
I know.
Robotech was originally Macross, and they brought it over like the first season, and that was it. Then they brought over another show and called that Robotech 2, season 2. But what got me was these Virtua fighters here. These fighters that could transform, you know, jets on one hand, and then they turn into space, you know, combat mechs. It was pretty cool. In fact, the original Transformers Jetfire toy was one of these these Valkyries. They just painted it red. Everything was red on it, and they had a Transformer symbol. But they had extra of these toys. They called it Jetfire, you know, but it's actually just a Robotech toy. It's pretty cool.
Speaking of toys, just on a tangent,
Mm-hmm.
did you ever watch that Netflix show, The Toys That Made Us?
No, I haven't.
You should check it out. It goes through like the history of He-Man and Transformers and all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. Yeah, because toys are how they brought cartoons over to sell toys. So
Oh yeah.
from Japan. So that's how we got it. You know. So in fact, let me bring up Jetfire G1. See, he is straight up a Robotech variant right there. He's the straight
yeah.
up toy. Yeah.
Was that from Transformers? You said?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
there's the little
yeah.
Autobot thing right there. Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's straight up Veritech fighter. So
That's weird that I never put two and two together to to realize that. I mean, it's so obvious, you know. I
yeah.
don't even know how I didn't put that together. I'm like, yeah, totally.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I like that one. I would say after this, what was the next one I really got into as a kid? It wasn't really kid. I think I was kind of off anime for a while until I got to high school. And that's when things really kind of kicked into gear, was high school and anime. What about you guys? When did you first
Well,
start
for
learning
me,
about
the
anime?
first anime I ever watched probably was like Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, well, Dragon Ball Z,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because we didn't have a lot on TV. I don't think. I think I watched some random anime, but I don't remember what it was. It was like the world blew up and all that kind of stuff. You know.
That narrows it down.
Yeah, I think because I was watching it and my parents didn't like it, so it was like banned in the house. I think. But yeah, like the fun stuff was banned. I could watch Pokemon. And then I think later on it was like I got into Akira and Ghost in the Shell,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Ninja Scroll,
Yeah.
the original uncensored one.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Oh man.
Um,
Yeah, that was crazy.
yeah, and then it was like Hellsing, Berserk. This was probably early 2000s.
I couldn't get into Berserk. I tried, but it just wasn't for me. Same with what's the Claymore. I couldn't get into Claymore either. That one was just a little too dark for me. So, yeah,
I like the dark ones.
yeah. You're on the evil side there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm on the evil side. That's right.
It's all
Got
good.
that. You got that right.
Matt, what was your first anime experience? What was your very first one?
Let's see, like, it's funny. Is like, what the first ones I seen that were on TV was like, I wasn't aware that they were Japanese. I knew they looked different, but I didn't know it was Japanese anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't, like, oh, I'm watching anime. I thought I was just like, oh, this is a cool cartoon. It's really good. The one I can think of, it was like these old reruns of Macron 1.
Macron 1?
Yeah. It's like this really, yeah, it's like
look it up
really,
real quick.
it's poor quality. I've seen some of it now, but it was kind of almost like, it was almost like the, almost like a Voltron-y type of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That
And,
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember trying to like, I'd only catch it when I came home from school. It was on some channel like UHF type channel or something. Some
Oh,
obscure
yeah,
channel.
you had the round antenna to watch when you were a kid.
Yeah, something like that. It was like a non-cable. It was like one of those free channels, and yeah, I'd catch the last like 10 minutes of it because I just got out of school and I'd run from the bus stop to get home before it changed. On the hour it was over, so I ran. I get there and I turn it on. And I catch like the last 10 minutes of it, and I was just like, man, that show is so crazy. And then it wasn't until like later on that a friend like showed me Akira, where I was just like, whoa, what is? I was like kind of blown away, like that there was like blood in a cartoon. I was like, whoa.
Oh yeah, Akira. I know a lot of people think it's like the pinnacle of probably the peak of classic anime, type thing.
Yeah.
I brought some on the screen so people could see some images from Akira if they're not familiar. But yeah, if you're not familiar with Akira, I don't know where you've been hiding. But
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, there's a live action version coming out shortly, so.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
They've been talking about that for a while, though.
From what I hear, though, it's
actually
pretty
happening.
Close, yeah. So.
What?
Was the first time? Was it Leonardo DiCaprio's like production company bought it?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's weird.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Akira was a little bit out there. It was kind of fun to watch for me, but to me, it wasn't that great. It was just okay, So.
It wasn't like the kind where you can watch over and over. Like a lot of different animes are fun, action oriented. It was more like hard sci-fi, and but it was just, I was blown away by the level of quality of animation. And then after I watched that, I was like, man, I got to find out some more. And then I started finding stuff like you said, Ninja Scroll.
Ninja Scroll. Yeah.
I rented that from like back when like
Blockbuster,
one of those videos.
Yeah.
And I rented it, and like we made the mistake of renting it with one of our friends. She's female. And she'd never seen anime, and we didn't know anything about it. We just go, "Oh, it's cool." So we rented it, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, what are you making me watch?" I'm like, "I didn't know that was gonna have the stuff in it." I just thought of the cool on the outside of the art.
Yeah.
And but no, yeah, that's when I realized that anime could be mature too. I was just like, "Whoa."
Yeah, it's definitely all age levels for anime, so you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
What you're gonna watch, especially around kids, But.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I found out that in high school there's a station in Australia called SBS, which is like they show foreign films and art films and all this kind of stuff. So if you wanted to see full bush nudity as a teenager, you go on to SBS, and it's just there on the free-to-air TV.
Oh, man.
So they had all kinds of like weird stuff, and they had anime and like Ninja Scrolls on there, and yeah, it was.
And it wasn't cable,
No, this was like free-to-air TV. Wow. It was because it was artistic. It was government funded, I think, as well.
Oh, see, that's the difference. I think Australia was a little more lax or flexible or whatever you want to call it in their TV programming.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember out in the U.S., I was shocked the first time I heard someone curse on TV. And, I was just like, whoa, because usually, I mean, the worst you would get is they say hell or damn, and then all of a
Darn.
sudden, yeah, and then all of a sudden it was just like, I remember the first time I was like, whoa, did you say that on TV? I'm like, yeah, so they really didn't show too much.
Yeah. You guys, Gundam Wing? Who watched Gundam Wing?
Oh, Gundam, yeah, I didn't get into that till later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A friend of mine got me into it, but dude, these models like kick ass, dude. I'll pull one up on the screen so people can see. But I mean, look at that thing. I mean, it's insane. They made a show just to sell these toys. But I just loved it for the fight scenes, the mech battles, and stuff like that because they were damn cool.
Yeah.
Probably it's one of the. That's what I kind of about the resurgence time for me in high school to get back into anime. You got Dragon Ball, of course, Dragon Ball Z, the Frieza, saga. That's where I kind of got back into it. But it took forever for the damn fight scenes.
Wait, you missed the Cell saga?
Yeah, I didn't get into after Cell.
Okay, yeah, I watched Cell.
Yeah. So I missed Cell completely, unfortunately. I came back and watched it later. But yeah, the Dragon Ball saga I definitely watched, or the Frieza saga. So, but then the two big movies that came out one after the other, I think that blew me away was Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell to me is a classic, even more than Akira.
Oh yeah.
And if you have not watched that anime, you should definitely watch it. Don't watch the live-action movie. It's horrible. It doesn't even do the movie justice. But I actually saw Ghost in the Shell first as a comic book from Dark Horse. When it got released in the 90s. And in fact, I have a bunch of the issues still in my box. I'm trying to collect them all. I got, I think it was a 12-part series, and I've got about half right now. I'm trying to find the other ones, the older ones, so I gotta keep looking when I go to different parts of the country to see if I can find them.
Is this the original or the there was like a censored version where they took out
that's the original U.S. release. It was a mature version, from Dark Horse, so it had everything in it. But they've redone a masterpiece set that you can buy, but I kind of want the individual books and the masterpiece set. So but you gotta watch this movie though. It was a game changer in the industry, I think. So I mean, live action unfortunately did not do it justice at all. Ugh.
Yeah, they really don't. No, I mean they really captured that craziness in manga and anime.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, look at that artwork right there from one of the cells. I mean, this is cool. That's near the end, but I mean, look how the body's being ripped to shreds and stuff. It's pretty neat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That was a crazy scene.
Yeah.
I remember that stuck out to me. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, when she's fighting the tank guy at the end, and she's pulling her arms up, and she's trying to rip the lid off, type thing, and she's just pulling her arms out. That was crazy. That was just nuts. Yeah, dude. And then after that, Princess Mononoke. That's probably the next big movie.
Oh yeah?
I would say for me, yeah, Princess Mononoke.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys watch that one at all, or?
I've seen all the Studio Ghibli movies. I think the first one I watched was like Valley of the Wind, Nausicaa, I think, or.
Oh yeah, Nausicaa.
The other one, the Cloud City. What's it called? Flying. What's it called?
Flying Castle, or.
Flying. Yeah, it might have been Flying Castle.
Is it Flying Castle? I'll look up Studio Ghibli. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'll look it up real quick.
Laputa Flying Castle.
Oh, that's it, Laputa. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Castle in the Sky is what it's also called.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I think I got into those. I watched a few of them when I was younger, and then I got into them all when I was like probably about 19, 20.
Oh, they've been a ton of movies actually. Okay. Yeah. Oh, they did Grave of Fireflies. I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done a bunch.
Yeah, dude.
I like
Kiki's
Porco
Delivery
Rosso
Service,
as well.
Oh yeah, Pocoroso. Yeah.
Totoro. Yeah.
Totoro. Yeah.
Pom Poko. Princess Mononoke. Spirited Away.
Spirited Away. Yeah.
That was a classic.
Yeah. Howl's Moving Castle. Tales from Earthsea. I don't think I've seen that one. Ponyo. That's a newer one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Newer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen any of the ones after Howl's Moving Castle.
Tales of Earthsea. That one looks interesting. It came out in 2006. So, interesting. Yeah, Toshio Suzuki probably did looks like he did most of the. He's the producer on most of the films. So, but yeah, they Studio Ghibli's classic.
Didn't the guy recently die or something? Or not?
No, I think he
No.
Did he retire?
He retired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Someone died from that studio, I thought, but it wasn't Miyazaki though.
no. Yeah. So Princess Mononoke. Then after that, see, my list is all kind of in random spots right here. I just started going off. You guys watch Scryed?
No.
No.
Okay, so Scryed was this weird anime. It's only out for one season. And these guys, like this alien thing, what do you call it? Stone or some sort of blast or something happened, landed on Tokyo and blew it up. And they formed this island where people got these weird and wild abilities.
Wow.
And this kid was like, he was just deemed average on his ability list, and he wanted to be a pro or a top dog. So here's like Scryed right here. Here's the main character, and so he had this arm that he could fire. He would call it the bullet, and we actually give him a rocket punch type thing, and then he had 3 shots with it, and then he'd be over. And then he met this other guy who was way more powerful, of course, and it really pissed him off because he called him just a dog, and so he trained with his abilities to get more powerful, and then they end up fighting it out, and the other guy loses, and it pisses him off, and then they kind of go at it, but it's pretty cool, their battle back and forth throughout the series until their abilities kind of climax. Is pretty neat. So,
Is that newer? Like a newer?
no, it came out a while ago. Let me see here on the wiki when it came out exactly. It came out in. Where's did I hear? 99, actually.
Okay.
1999. Yep. 26 episodes. Give it a watch if you want something to watch. It's all on YouTube right now, so you can watch it for free. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah,
It looks cool. I like the design.
Yeah, the character. Yeah, all of them have really cool designs. So like, that's the main character's design right there. Another one of the main characters. This is his arch enemy guy, and his abilities. He summons like a mannequin type toy, like robot, to fight for him. It's kind of interesting. So
Creepy.
it is kind of creepy because he doesn't move or anything or whatever, but it's a lot of fun though. I mean, they had some really interesting battles back and forth. So the action is very dynamic too, because you got a lot of POV shots of punches and abilities going off and things like that. It was pretty neat. So It was pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out because I never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Um, what about series like Cowboy Bebop? You guys watch that?
Oh yeah, classic
Oh, yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Cowboy
know, the
Bebop.
live
And the other
action's coming out.
And the other one that I really liked was FLCL. Has anyone seen that
Oh,
one?
that one was trippy.
It was
I
really trippy.
I couldn't get into that one. That one, you had I don't remember the story exactly, but like
It was like an
wasn't.
alien girl,
Yeah.
and there was like a trans-dimensional robot or something that went through this kid's skull.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I can't remember the rest of the story. It was like there was secret agents involved, and eyebrows, and
The Fooly Cooly.
yeah, Fully Cooley, yeah.
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 Yeah, I've never seen it, but that is weird. I've seen the animation's really good.
Yeah.
It look really weird.
One of the newer ones I liked watching came out in 2016. It was called Grimgar Fantasy and Ash. Have you guys seen that at all?
No.
Let me see if I can pull up a really good photo for you to look at. I really liked it because it was like anime but watercolor. So, trying to find a nice size. Google changed everything today. What's up with that? how it looks. Oh, there.
The layout.
Yeah, how they did their. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's pull that up real quick. So that's one of the scenes from it. So they have the watercolored backgrounds and almost muted color palette. There wasn't anything that was too bright, you know. But I would recommend watching this one. It's really, really good for the show, or for what kind of a show it is. It's these kids, like, they don't realize it, but they're from another world, right? And they're in a game and they don't know it, or some sort of fantasy place, and they start using words like school or cell phone or whatever, but they don't know what it means anymore, you know. And they all look at each other confused, like, what does that mean? Like, I don't know. But they start out as leftovers, so nobody wanted them on their teams, right? At the starting zone, so they all kind of band together and they start adventuring. So their first goal is to learn or pick a class and who they are or they want to be, and then they have to go kill a goblin. And honestly, they spend like 3 episodes trying to kill a goblin. The goblin like almost kills them a couple of times, scares them off, you know, because they don't want to fight. They don't want to kill anything, but they know it's the only way they can do something. They don't understand. And it was really
Speaking
cool,
of
though.
killing goblins, have you seen Goblin Slayer?
Oh yeah, Goblin Slayer's good.
I haven't watched the whole series. I watched the first few episodes.
Yeah, it's right up your alley. It's nice and dark.
Yeah.
I think what sets this one apart, though, this wasn't based around the action. This one was based around the emotional turmoil, or what do you call it? Like almost like PTSD of their actions, right? On what they have to do, what they have to kind of man up and do in their world, right? So they have to deal with killing. They have to deal with losing a team member, a valuable team member, and then picking up a new one and trying to incorporate them into their team. So it's a very different aspect. This isn't like a power grab type anime, you know, like we just levels keep going up and up and up. This is a very emotional based storyline, and it was really great. And I think a lot of people have not really given it a lot of look, and they should. But the animation is great too, because all of their movements are grounded on are very realistic. Nothing is, you know, how they lean forward when they attack, or how they fall or dodge or whatever. Their feet look like they're carrying weight, you know, when they're moving. Yeah, so
It's a series. You said.
It was like a 12-part series, and then they didn't do a second one, which sucks. So, yeah.
Cool.
I think the Japanese animation rotoscopes a lot, don't they?
They what? Yeah, I think they do some of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's one of my favorite ones to come out in the last few years. It's been just breathtaking, the animation, and then the watercolor look. It was really excellent. So
Cool. That's another one I'll check out.
yeah, dude. What you drawing there, Matt?
This is one of the characters for modded.
Oh, really?
This is the champion that they have to fight. Here, see, I'll put the light on here. I'm changing his outfit. This is the original. If you make that out, the original.
Oh, okay. He's like a bird character type thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like he has a birdish look to him. He's like almost like a turtle, like almost giant snapping turtle type of.
Oh, okay.
Textured faces, but I'm giving him a little bit of different. See right here on the headrest, making it look more like.
Yeah, this definitely looks more champion-like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be mostly his parade garb or whatever, just kind of make him stand out. But then when he goes into the combat, or whatever, he's more sleek outfit, something a little more like his space age jogging suit or something.
Well, that's
but
cool. Yeah, dude.
So I'm still kind of working him out, just little details.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have like a page right here with his face, the basic look on his face here, of his face, I should say. Like this is one of the initial concepts I did, where he looks more like a turtle, the snapping turtle type look to him.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I wanted to draw something that would show facial expressions, you know.
You have to, yeah. It's hard to. It would be hard to.
Is he also a ninja?
He's just like this warrior, you know.
A ninja turtle?
Yeah.
Ninja snapping turtle, yeah.
He uses all the weapons at once. No, he's like a little bit of that, but then they start changing him a little bit more, kind of making it look more. He has more of a characteristic type of face where I can kind of play around with expressions in the eyes, and
yeah, definitely.
so he's looking more like that. And then I kind of played around with some of his body type.
Oh, I like that spacesuit look, yeah.
And then I threw in a little bit of. This is more for ceremonial garb. I don't know. I was kind of playing around with like these weird, like little horns. I seen a little bit of similar design in some anime that I didn't watch it. I don't know what it is, but it looked kind of funky. So I thought it looks alien to me. Looks like
that looks cool though. I like the way you did the metal look. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Thanks. But yeah, this is the initial concepts I was going through, and so now I'm just trying to get it down. I'm going to be doing the pages this week. I'm going to be cranking out some pages, and like it's a weird story, but the cool thing is like when you approach it like with the kind of manga type of approach. Yeah. All those stories are so out there and weird. I mean, like you get mangas that are all about ramen cook-offs.
Ramen. Yeah, food.
And they're like they got super cooking moves or something, and it's like it seemed like just writing it wouldn't work, right? But it does. It's just like you riveted to whatever book you read. And that's what I like is they take it serious, like each little thing. So this one's about modded Nerf weapons. They're taking them to combat this guy, but I want to make it fun. So that's the
those
goal.
Nerf weapons going to kill, or is it just like going to be like tag?
Yeah, I think so far it's just going to be like and but if you lose, you die. So it's like you can't lose the match.
Oh, okay.
But
it's
yeah,
like a Game of Thrones. You win or you die.
That's another show I haven't watched.
For real?
Loop. Yeah.
Dude.
It's alright.
Get on it.
Loop on a lot of this.
Last season's disappointing to some people. I'm okay with it, but
that's what I heard on Facebook and everywhere else. Yeah. People complain like crazy.
Yeah, you're right. It was shit.
Yeah, I think anime is a great means of storytelling, and they don't take themselves too seriously on anything. That's why you can get away with One Punch Man, My Hero Academia, Fate's Day Night. I mean, there's so many good animes out there, and Rama One Half, Love Hina. I mean, they have everything from romance to, space schoolgirls to heist ones, Lupin the Third.
Oh, I love Lupin.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
anime is such a wonderful storytelling medium, and
Yeah, there's so many genres, right?
yeah, and comics can be the same way too. And I don't understand why people don't
Yeah,
really
exactly.
realize that. Comics are just for kids. I'm like, no, they can be for everything, just like manga can and anime and
Yeah,
yeah.
they have. I mean, in Japan they have like comics for businessmen and golfers and
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
tennis and swimmer. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, anything you think of, they have a manga for it.
it's very true. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, that's why I think manga has actually taken off here more than regular comics have in the last few years. You
Yeah,
know.
it's like worldwide. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, people all over the world. Like I have friends from Germany, and they're totally into manga over there, and anime, and then also the French. French are doing a lot of different anime style
Well,
movies.
French have always been good at comics.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and they're into anime too. It's like they're even their style of like animation is like becoming, certain studios, and they do really crazy stuff too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, even China wasn't doing it for a long time too, but they're getting the action anime too.
China.
They used to just import all
China.
those from Japan or Korea, but they're finally
China.
doing their own. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just an influence around the world, and
Mm-hmm.
it's funny how like yeah, people around the world are just into the same Japanese anime, and it connects. It's so weird too. The titles, like the title of My Hero Academia, is such a weird title. Like when I first saw the manga on the shelf, I was like, "What kind of title is that?" But
Yeah.
then I realized it sticks to your head. You don't forget. It's so weird.
Yeah. What's funny is when it first came out on TV, I ignored it completely. I was like, the art style kind of threw me off, for a second,
Yeah,
and then it kind of grows on you after a bit, and but yeah, I totally
yeah. I
totally
didn't. I didn't
blew
even
it
know it
off.
was an anime. I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
know it was an anime. Like, cause I was like, the first time I seen it was in the comic, in the manga form on the bookshelf, and I was like, "Oh, this is weird." And I thought I like the style of art, and so I bought one, and then that's where I found One Punch Man. I found that in the comic shelf as well, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, and then I realized what they got animes of this, and like, and the same thing with this recent one, Doctor Stone. I bought
Oh
the
yeah, so you've
manga.
watched it. I haven't seen it yet. What's it like?
Oh, it's cool. It's just it's funny. It's like it's at times it's like more like lighthearted, but it takes place in this apocalyptic, really serious yeah, setting.
Okay.
And it basically it's like everybody on the earth is like kind of like turned to stone or covered with stone, like they're just frozen in place wherever they are. So like everything's frozen, like people, and then
Mm-hmm.
thousands of years pass, and the world just like starts, vegetation takes over, buildings collapse, and then there's like thousands of years pass, and then one of the main characters, he awakens, and he's a scientist, so he starts like trying to figure out how to awaken other people who are frozen in like a stone state, and then he wants to rebuild society. So, but of course, you run into some pitfalls and run into some characters that don't want that to happen. It's like I said, it's got a lot of humor and everything, but it takes place in a serious type of setting, and it's science based. There's a lot of science, like how to make gunpowder,
Mm-hmm.
how to make like different foods out of like it's almost like a how to, like a lot of the pages.
Hmm.
I actually have the book. The artist is really great. He did a fighting manga that I bought, where it's real detailed, kind of realistic art. And
Mm-hmm.
then when I saw that, I'm like, oh, it's weird. He's doing cartoony.
What was the book?
I'm
Was
trying
it
to think.
Megalobox?
Here, let me see. I
Hmm.
think I might have it.
By the way, Ryan Cardinal is in the chat. He was saying Japan has far better sense of what medium can be. Japan never had the same disregard to comics as North America had. Japan
Yeah,
revered the art for and allowed it to flourish, as where
I
North
think it was
American market had it.
art form.
Yeah, art form. Yeah, had demon, demonization of comics in the 50s.
like here's here's a sample of some of his stuff before the Dr.
Okay.
Stone. Yeah, like look at that.
Oh, that's cool looking. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he did some crazy fight scenes, but that's why it kind of threw me when I seen. But look at he goes from like, this realistic type face to look at the expressions he also.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, look at that.
That's cool.
Yeah, this guy. So then when I seen Dr. Stone, I was like, I saw it at Anime Expo. They had Viz had the booth with a book deal. They could buy 2 books and a poster for like $15 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I scooped that up real quick. And then all of a sudden, right after I bought it, and I found out there's an anime. I was like, what? And you can actually watch it for free on Crunchyroll.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true. It came out just this season, too. So.
Yeah. It's a fun read. Let me see if I can keep it. I'm on the 3rd book. I just picked it up because I love this guy's stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Really cool, colorful designs. I like how he made these people who are living in this primitive world, but he designed the clothes to look like they were handmade, but still at the same time have a really unique style that anime and manga usually have for each character. Distinct hairstyles, clothes.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, here we go. I'm using my mobile device. Just got to plug it in real quick.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah,
but yeah, his and like a lot of times, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, he breaks down. Yeah, you can see those crazy expressions he jumps into.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, look at that one.
That's
but yeah, it's like they'll actually run you through step by step almost how to make certain. Like he made soap. He makes like, to fight off bacteria that could cause diseases. Because he explains that basically on his clothes, if you notice, he's got the E equals MC square. He scrolled on his clothes.
Nice.
And he wants to build a kingdom of science. He says, so he's. But yeah, it's entertaining. It's a fun story, and at the same time, it's got some serious moments in it, life and death moments. But I think right here, he recruits these people. He wants to make electricity. So first he's trying to make iron, right? So he recruits these people to help, like,
build a forge,
make a furnace.
Yeah.
Make a furnace so they can get to 1,500 degrees to melt iron. And iron sand down into iron, and then he makes a giant magnet from that. And he's trying. And then he starts making electricity, and like I said, of course, there's someone who wants to stop that from happening. So, but it's just a fun story. Like I said, the art. I love the style. I love the colors and the character designs, and so it's a fun read. Yeah. And also, when you're talking about Gundam, I have this is one I started picking up and reading, Gundam Mobile Suit.
Oh, okay.
Thunderbolt, yeah.
Huh?
And this guy's stuff is really unique, different from, of course, the original artist. Yeah. I've seen his stuff before. I'm just not sure where exactly. Yeah, real fun stuff.
That. Oh, I love that water effect. Oh, so
yeah, cool. Look at that. That's one thing. Another thing is I actually buy different manga, and I study like certain effects like that.
Yeah, dude. Definitely.
I just definitely pick apart. Like I don't copy one from one manga artist. I buy all these random books, and I just I love to pick up techniques and effects and certain things I like. They did maybe how they lay gray tone, screen tone. I try to
zip it.
They're great at doing vehicles and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, this guy, look, the robot suits. Let's see, I'm trying to find the one where he has. Here we go. Yeah, look at these. Like he does this really heavy black shadows.
Yeah.
And then the gray tone is on the background, but nothing on the vehicle, so it stands
makes it
out.
pop. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he of course adds it into the shot right here. His gray tone onto the actual fortress or whatever.
That's cool.
But yeah, this is a fun one. The guy who pilots, I can't remember the 2 sides. The side has a Gundam, and the other side, I forget what they're called. They have these other ships, these other mechs, the gray ones.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys right here.
mobile suits? Is it just a
Like
mobile
the
suit?
Xeon, remember it's like the Xeon enemies or something like that.
Okay. I don't remember
But
exactly what they're called. Yeah.
one of the main characters, there's two guys who are dueling. One guy is actually has no arms or legs. He has like prosthetic arms and legs.
Oh, really?
And he's like one of the best pilots that they have because they've made this new suit it's really kinetic to your body. It hooks up and the interface is almost directly to your brain almost. But yeah, different random books I just find and I pick them up and I'm like, wow, this is cool. I like the storytelling of the art.
Nice.
And
I like that it's in black and white as well because you kind of you don't really need it to be in color. Like it would be cool if it's in color, but
I think
the
most
art
mangas are just in black and white. Most of them are.
Yeah.
They have like color inserts at the beginning, so you
Yeah.
kind of get an idea of the character, color palette or whatever. And that's kind of cool, seeing some of the color. Like a lot of it's digital. Some guys do it just straight in marker or whatnot.
Yeah. Have you guys seen this one?
Which ones?
Is it wrong to try to pick up a girl in a dungeon?
Oh, I heard of that. I've never seen it.
Dude, it's okay. The second season just came out. I'm watching this one over Dr. Stone. I only watch 2 animes a season, and so because I don't want to just watch anime all day long, I gotta work. So the second season of this came out, so I've been watching this one. Comes out the same day Dr. Stone does. So I was I can't watch both. But this one's really good. The first season has one of the best fight scenes in a dungeon I've seen. The main character there in the white hair takes on this Minotaur by himself, and everybody thinks he can't do it, but he believes himself he can do it because he's leveled up and trained and everything. And dude, the fight scene is gorgeous. The way he moves, the way the Minotaur moves. Oh my gosh, dude, it's just kind of brilliant how it goes. It's pretty.
Is that on Crunchyroll?
Maybe on Crunchyroll. I'm not sure.
Is Crunchyroll free or you have to pay for it?
Oh,
They
it's free.
have both. Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's both. You can, if it's free, you watch it with commercials, which the commercials are anime commercials anyway, so you get to check out, commercials, trailers for other stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
I watch it on PlayStation. You just download the app on there.
Okay.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah. But I would check it out. It's actually really fun to watch. It deals with Greek gods, right? Have these families they put together, and they raid the dungeon for wealth and power and everything. And it's pretty cool, actually.
So is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Correct.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Though they have those weird titles that you're like, what kind of title is that? But then it sticks in your head,
Oh, somebody doesn't like the anime I like. That's fine. I've seen this anime. That Minotaur was my favorite fight of that season, but the anime, overall anime is meh. Yeah, I find it funny, but everybody's got their own opinion. So, yeah, I thought it was good.
Did you watch Castlevania on Netflix?
I did not.
Oh, no, I only saw a little bit of it, the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
I haven't, I'm not super familiar with it. I played the game, but I'm not super familiar with it. So is it based off of like new characters?
Well, I haven't played the game, so I've got no idea.
Oh, okay.
But it's. I think it must be new characters because the game only had like a few characters, right?
Now the game they had several versions of Castlevania. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
So that was one of the most popular games when I was a kid. So again, dating myself, but
yeah, Netflix has put out a lot of great anime, like produced them.
Yeah, they produce them or they buy the rights to them. Like was it one of your favorite ones? Evangelion. That's out now. On it, which the mecha robot fight scenes are great. On there, just all the little mechanics, the workings, the background. It's all pretty cool. But it's not for me though. That's okay.
It's weird. I've never seen it. I got to
Nice.
check it out.
I'd watch
Yeah, you
it
should.
once. Yeah, I would definitely watch it once. It is a bit confusing, a little bit. I found the story, and I've watched the series twice because I wanted to try to really kind of get it, but for some reason it was just going over my head, and maybe I'm just dumb, but it was really over my head, especially with the whole angels thing and all that jazz. So I was like,
Oh,
okay, yeah. So, but a
Yeah,
lot of people
I
like
bought
it.
Have you seen Perfect Blue? It's a
Oh
movie.
yeah, that was
Blue.
crazy. That's
Is
one
that
of
the
my favorite
battleships?
directors.
Is that the one with
Sorry?
the battleships?
The what?
Uh, Perfect Blue.
It's about it's like a murder mystery, like
Oh, okay.
psychological thriller type thing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's pretty.
Yeah, it's about she's like a singer or something that has a stalker. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot more psychological. I
Oh,
like.
okay.
yeah, but he's
There's
one of my
a
favorite directors. He did the he also did what was it called? Paprika.
Yes,
Yeah.
oh, I'm thinking Blue Steel. Sorry, an anime about aliens taking over and making battleships, and we have to fight them. It's weird. Yeah, but oh well. Oh, do you
Yeah,
guys
I
remember
like
Star
that.
Blazers?
What's it called?
Star Blazers.
Which one is that?
So they have to. An alien comes to them. The Earth's been bombarded. It's been destroyed on the outside. Humans live underground. They retrofit the battleship Yamato to fly into space and get to like 14, light years away or whatever, to get the key to winning the war, and then get back. But it's the only ship they got at the time. Let me pull up an image, but it's really cool. I love the design because to see battleships in space. I mean,
that does sound pretty cool.
yeah.
Hey, Matt, if you liked Perfect Blue and Paprika, he's done another one called Jinro, which is like one of my favorites as well.
Oh, Jinro is what is that about? It sounds familiar.
Jinro, the Wolf Brigade. It's like
Oh yeah.
these guys in like these heavily armored suits. They did a live action remake of it. It wasn't that good, but
Yeah, I've never seen that, but I remember they made the live action. It looks like his animation is like so good. It's like he's like real cinematic in his storytelling.
yes, beautiful.
I think he passed away like a few years ago, didn't he? The artist.
I'm not sure.
Because I remember he also came out with a comic. I think Dark Horse, if I'm not mistaken, they published one of his last books, or translated, I should say. But yeah, guy's great. Storyteller.
Cool.
Did you also do Millennial Princess or some? No. Memories. Was it Memories? Or maybe it was
Millennial Access. Millennium
Actress.
Access.
That's it. Yeah.
Memories. Did Memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on his Wikipedia at the moment. So he died 2010.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he was young too for
46.
46. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll check that out then. That's pretty good then, the Wolf Brigade one.
Oh yeah, really good.
Okay. Yep. I don't know, man. History's been so good with so many good animes. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Escaflowne, the movie, that was good.
Oh yeah, Escaflowne, yeah.
I didn't like the series too much. I liked more the movie though.
Yeah,
I love the
didn't
mech though. The mech was dope. Yeah.
Escaflowne, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
I've seen the movie too. That's the one. I've never seen the series, just the movie. The one I saw.
Yeah, I would just watch the movie. Some people did like the series, but it just wasn't for me. So, yeah, it's all
Yeah,
good.
Cowboy Bebop too, man. We were talking about that earlier. Cowboy Bebop. I like how like each like story episode is like different director, artist. Art style.
Yeah, I think the first episode for me is probably the best in terms of how it looks.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which story was that? The first one, I forget that one.
That was
The one
like
they all met.
the one in when they have that drug you spray into your eyeballs and you can move
Oh
really quick.
yeah, yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
Where like the guy could even outmaneuver a bullet. Like he shot a bullet at him, he dodged
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Hmm. What I liked was the ship designs, mainly in Cowboy Bebop. I
Oh
loved the
yeah.
way they looked, uh, how they flew. It was pretty cool. I liked how it was also not everything was done in space. They had different planets
Yeah.
and
Well, it was
cities and
set on
stuff.
Mars a lot, wasn't it? I think
No.
Well, they didn't go from place to place sometimes. Like
they did, but like I think Mars was there was it was set a lot on Mars and on some of the moons in Jupiter,
Hmm.
I believe,
oh okay.
Cool.
because they had these cool little like gateways where they could jump from place to place.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Oh, one of the creepiest. I like one of my favorites is where they had that guy who was like a. He looked like he had. I think did he have a top hat and a cane or umbrella?
Yeah.
And he was just. That was a crazy one. There's a little round bully guy who was just like dangerous and deadly. Just
Yeah, wasn't he chasing around the city? I think he was chasing around the city in that one.
yeah.
It's been a
That
while since I've seen that one. Yeah.
that was. I love the storytelling of that one too.
Hmm. Yeah, it was pretty cool. All the characters were unique. They were all different. They all worked well together, though. The voice
Yeah.
acting was great. Yeah, it was a really complete series. That was. A buddy of mine introduced me to that one. I was like, "What is that?" And I soaked it all up. So it was pretty cool. I can't wait to see live action. See if they hopefully stay true to
Oh,
Yeah.
to it. Yeah. So
I forgot. Yeah, I heard about that
yeah,
live action.
it was pretty cool.
I'm nervous. They
Why are
might
you
stuff
nervous?
it up
They're
because
all.
they'll stuff it up.
Some people will. I mean, I have hope after seeing Battle Angel Alita. So,
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I want to see that. 'Cause I love
dude,
it.
Oh, it's so good.
absolutely gorgeous.
Cool.
Absolutely gorgeous. I'll give that a watch this week, dude. It's well worth it.
Yeah, I definitely want to because that's one of my favorite mangas too. I remember, yeah, I was buying that and like the translations from Dark Horse. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was Dark. No, I think it was yeah. Was it Dark Horse or
Dark
Viz?
Horse is putting them out here in the United States. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they have the giant collections. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I bought the original series and then the Last Order, I think it was. And then they have a new one where it's supposed to be Alita when she was a little kid.
Oh, really? Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I only saw the first one and read the first one, so I don't know how the other ones go. I didn't know there was more.
yeah. They even had like vampires introduced later in the story in the new one.
Really?
Yeah.
Were they like
it's-
techno vampires or something like that, or?
you know what? I think yeah. I mean, it has obviously that sci-fi
Yeah.
perspective to everything, but like I think she is on a planet where it's like all like snowed. It's like barren, like snow wasteland type thing, and then yeah, there's like vampires. I did only got one of the books, so I didn't. It gets expensive, trying to buy those series.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you're like a poor high school kid, and you're like, when they come out, like, hey, what is this? Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, you get your money's worth because it's like for $10 you get like what over 200 pages, and now the American comic is like $5 or $4 for like 20 pages. So
Oh, dude. Yeah. Yeah. It's mangas are a far better read right now. So, unfortunately.
yeah, they could do so much. When you look at something like My Hero Academia, I mean, they could do so much more with their superhero comics if they wanted to.
It's true.
And,
I agree with you on that. I think My Hero has kind of set the bar for, what superhero books kind of should be here in the United States.
Yeah.
You have that hero who, I'm talking about All Might here, who is like the Superman type characters passing down his abilities and knowledge to younger people to come up after him, because he's going to pass away. Instead of having this generational like Superman, or not generational. I'm talking about he's the same Superman from the very beginning, never ages or whatever. You have a different timeline of youth to adult to older, lifespan. You have a lifspan in the book. All the characters do. Don't get me wrong. I like Batman, but come on, how many times is Bruce Wayne, or how many times is it going to reboot, DC Comics and tell the origin story of Bruce Wayne again?
I was kind of
what's wrong
surprised
with
how
having?
they changed characters like that, like Spider-Man. Like there's so many versions of Spider-Man. I was kind of surprised. I didn't realize how much they changed like Peter Parker to another character,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, I'm surprised they haven't done that to Batman. I don't know if they have, but they probably will, right? Make it someone else. It's Batman.
Well, but he's not Batman though. They always call him like Batman Beyond, or there's his dad who was Batman. I can't remember what the name was. Or the Red Hood or whatever. They're never Batman itself. Azrael or whatever. But I don't know. I'm getting tired of it, to be honest. I kind of want characters to die off and really die off. Like not just come back 6 months later, a year later.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He's always back. Yeah, I mean, with My Hero Academia, you All Might's done. His powers are gone. He's not coming back. He's been grievously wounded. And he's teaching the heir to his powers how to use them. And how to be a true hero, a true leader. Think through problems. Before acting. So yeah.
Yeah, I like that story. It's because it's almost like a slice of life in a way. Some of the way the Japanese handle it, but then they can go pretty epic too at the same time, like within the same story. But I like how they get more personal, and it's not like nowadays the new books are more kind of like pushing like social agendas and all that stuff. And I think it's because it's written by people who don't really care about the comic characters as much as they do their like getting across their ideology or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't have a problem with people getting across like your ideology in a story for a writer to write, because I mean you're writing who you are and what you believe, but it should always be about the story, not just some ideology. It's like about people, right? People.
Yeah. Well, I mean, heroes used to, the stories used to tell morals. They used to. It's a form of moral. It's a form of passing along good behavior, good attitudes, good social structure.
And the good stories. Yeah. And they do that. The good stories do it where they show you it. They don't just have a character sit down and tell you all these things. They show you in the story as the story unfolds.
Correct. Yeah.
It's entertaining.
Yep.
And they don't talk down to you because you're seeing it in action. And
I have to give one of my favorites is Civil War from Marvel, the first Civil War. When Cap is talking to Spider-Man on top of the building. And I think they gave Sharon Carter those lines in the funeral in the movie, but that's the kind of morals that we need to pass down in the stories. I think in manga they do that a little bit more, but they also have fun at the same time. So yeah.
The thing is, you're telling this, you're getting across the message, but you're doing it in the story. You're not, a character doesn't get on a soapbox and start preaching to everybody. He's living it and showing what through the circumstances, the situation, the way the character responds to situations, make mistakes, learn from them. Dire consequences, all that stuff. It's like you're teaching by just actually entertaining at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what I think is missing, like that type of craftsmanship and storytelling.
Very true. Very true. Let's say hi to chat real quick. My friend Dave's in the chat. I got
Dave.
Trusty Sidekick, Eric Hawkins, and John Peterson in the chat. Ryan Cardinal. I know my girlfriend's listening. Hey, baby. You know, honestly, guys, we've been going for a little while now. And we should probably, wrap it up here in a minute. But if you have not read manga at all, or if you've not tried manga or anime, I encourage you to go try it. I mean, we are not the foremost experts on it, by any means. But, from our experience, we've all had very positive aspects about anime and manga and where the storytelling's going. And I think it's a good change of pace from normal American comics. Try it out, try something different. There's no harm in that, and then, of course, we here, definitely support indie books, I think there's a better storytelling coming out of indie right now than there is in the mainstream. That's our opinion. We're not going to force our opinions on you. But
well, we're in the indie comics, so
it's true. We are a little bit biased. Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
As Chester would say. But
At least it happens to be true too, so that's always a bonus.
That's true. All right. Before we go, hey Matt, where can people find you, get in contact with you, things like that?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter and YouTube and Instagram. Those are the main ones. I'm also on Facebook too. I'm not like maybe as much as the other ones. Yeah, it's funny. I had a Twitter, but I never really used it too much until I started getting into the indie comic community, and I started using it a lot more than Facebook. It's weird how I made that transition. But yeah, those are the two. I always post art up on Instagram. I'm gonna start getting back into doing videos on YouTube.
Cool.
Yeah, I got a live stream. I've downloaded some stuff to do that.
Nice. I encourage you guys to to visit his Instagram and everything. I put the links down in the description. So please support Matt as he's making his way like all of us are in our career here. So
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no problem, man. Josh, where can people get a hold of you, buddy?
Yeah, Instagram for my artwork is @SpencerToons. My Twitter is for sometimes art and general rambling is Twitter, so @SpencerToons for that as well. And YouTube, when I ever upload a video, it's @SpencerToons. It's all @SpencerToons, which is Spencer and then Toons, like cartoons.
Yep. Again, all the links are down in the description below.
Yep. And I'm funding I've got a crowdfunding comic on Indiegogo at the moment called Megawatt versus the Vampires of the Sun, and I'm drawing Megawatt at the moment, and you can back it if you go to Indiegogo and search for Megawatt.
Awesome. Cool, man.
And if you can put the link in the thing as well.
Yeah, I'll put the link down in the description, no problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, no worries. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us on Artist Table today. My name is Brad, Pencil for Life. You can reach me at Pencil for Life on all social media platforms. We like doing this show. We're going to be doing it every Tuesday and Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, unless otherwise noted, which we do have an exception coming up in a couple weeks. But this Friday, we're going to have George Axopoulos on here with his book, Mary Sue. So join us for that. Otherwise, guys, thanks for joining us. Try some anime, and God bless. See you guys later.
Bye.
You guys.